Hello and welcome back to another episode of Mystery Red Reads. I am your host, Mystery Red, and this is my disclaimer. This beta read in Concord is at the author's request. This video is for learning purposes. Today we're looking at a piece of original fiction. We are looking at Chapter 3 of The Lake of Haunted Memories for Ladybugs88, who I call Ladybug, and we are going to dive right in here to Chapter 3. I will include links to my revised version reads of Chapter 1 and 2. And I do have reads from that I've done for them before the revision, and I'm going to mark these revised so that it's easier for viewers and for Ladybug to go in and know exactly which ones they're looking at and listening to. So here we go. Sparkling Lake, Wisconsin, September 2019. The lake surface glimmered except where trees shaded the water with their fuzzy-edged reflections, reminding Ruth of a watercolor she'd once painted. Sparkling Lake deserved its name, but what could explain her ominous feeling as she got out of the pickup truck and followed the other girls to the canoe trailer, sand and gravel crunching under their shoes? Her intuition was picking up on something, but this lake didn't seem foreboding in any way. Was it about the next site they intended to sample? The wind whipped her hair over her face and she swept it behind her ears. Does the other lake look like this too? I don't know, but I've heard that if you photograph someone at Lake Chevanet, the person will show up as a corpse. Barb grinned. Carl shook her head. Damn you for making that up. She squatted and released one of the straps tying the canoe to the trailer. Barb leaned forward and helped with another. I didn't. It's just part of the stories. Ruth's stomach twisted with apprehension she couldn't explain. Trying to ignore it, she donned her life vest and helped carry the canoe to the water. Considering how wide Sparkling Lake stretched, it would take a lot of paddling to reach the center, where the limnology textbook instructed them to collect samples and measurements. Having never held a paddle, she anticipated another humbling moment. Sitting in the middle between Carl to one side and Anna and Barb to the other, Ruth struggled to keep her balance. The canoe rocked from side to side and her legs hurt no matter how she positioned them. Kneeling pinched her knees and crouching strained muscles everywhere. She alternated between the two postures while paddling, and the switching made her dizzy and horribly afraid she would fall into the water. Each time she dug the paddle blade into the lake, water splashed and dripped from the cold aluminum handle down her forearm, wetting her sleeve even though she'd pushed it up past her elbow. Something scaly and slimy slithered against her wrist. Recalling the snake in NC State, she recoiled. There could be no snakes in the lake. She had checked, only fish. Yet the knowledge didn't ease her distress. She had to keep her hands out of the water, which only made the paddling more difficult. I'm pausing because there are snakes in rivers and lakes. There's snakes. I have seen them. Honestly, I have accidentally swam with them. But, we don't need to make things harder for Ruth. We don't need to scare Ruth anymore because the poor thing. Okay. And I'm done with this chapter 2. We're right here at chapter 4, and I don't think I'm supposed to read chapter 4. Okay, so do I like this reorganization of chapter 1, 2, and 3? I do. I think it's working. It's working for you. I've got more information up front. I feel more grounded. I've still got the intrigue going on. I'm kind of frustrated that I know some of the things I know, and I don't want to confuse the order in which they are being released in this new revision. For that reason, I still recommend finding someone who is not familiar with the story to read this version from chapters 1 through 3 and seeing what questions they ask. This chapter read super clean. I remember it as the original chapter 1 to me, I think, or part of it, maybe 1 or 2. But I do remember reading this part. It reads clean. I like it. I like the flow. I like the dates. We went into the past. We're in the book present. And so this did work better for me, and I am absolutely prepared to roll on through to chapter 4. So that only took me 5 minutes. I feel like, there's more work to do, except it read clean. So I don't have any suggestions here. I like it. I like the reordering of it. It is working for you. All the things I said already. So I'm going to go, and I will see you guys next time on Mystery Red Reads.